My PlayStation brothers, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is a late upload, but nonetheless, we gotta talk. So, have I gotten through to you now? I mean, hopefully I have. I've been talking to you guys about this, the possibilities of this for a while, and a lot of dudes literally just didn't want to listen or came in my neck and saying that I'm quote-unquote for the Game Pass moniker. If you've been following this channel, which I hope you have, you would know that that is false. A lot of the stuff that I went through over this channel, again, it's common sense when I'm telling you guys here. It's all about the market and how things have changed. You guys can talk about how much money Sony made over fist over the years, but here's the thing. That's not what Sony's looking at. Yeah, they made more money, but if you think Sony's not looking at maximizing their potential IPs, you have another thing coming. Again, Sony's not in the same predicament as Microsoft where they're a $1 trillion company. Sony's not that. Sony is a multi-billion-dollar company, and they are looking to preserve themselves and their library and their legacy for the future. And how do you do that? Well, you have to go by the market. You have to change things. You have to get with the times. It's just how it is. Now, I know a lot of people bring up Nintendo. A lot of people want Sony to follow the Nintendo route. And again, this is a touchy subject because it's the truth. And a lot of people don't like to hear this, but unfortunately, it is a fact. Nintendo can guarantee to their shareholders that their games are going to sell ridiculously well. It doesn't have to be 10 million. It can be 30 million. It can be 20 million. They have that luxury with their shareholders. They have full support of their fan base. Nintendo is a different breed of company. They're not on the same level as PlayStation. Nintendo outshines PlayStation in many ways, especially when it comes to their main, slate of games. Those games always outperform PlayStation and Microsoft. So of course they're not going to go this route. Sony and Microsoft, they're looking to get broader audiences. They're looking to appease to everybody. They want to have different venues for you to experience these games. And of course, like I said before with you guys with the $70 price tag on games where dudes want the damage control and say that $70 games is the future. Oh, don't knock innovation. You notice again, these guys again, it comes right back to this stuff. These are the same guys who are now like, oh well, I'm not really offended by this, but yet they'll go, I'll buy the game later at a later time. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about here, man. All that stuff that we talk about on a constant basis goes full circle, and you see the full picture. This is why I have been looking at things so different. I don't look at things the same anymore. I really don't. As soon as I saw Horizon go to PC, I knew the door was open to a lot of possibilities with PlayStation. And remember that conversation that I had with you guys. Horizon is going to be the biggest, the most important thing for PlayStation. If that game does well, you're going to see a lot more things go to PC. Now we have Days Gone on PC. It's doing extremely well. It's getting a much better reception than it did on the PlayStation. And now Sony's looking to try that with Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 will be going to PC. But here's the crazier thing, and here's the kicker, and this goes even bigger to what I said before in terms of the future plans for PlayStation, okay? So Sony told their investors that they're going to have more first-party teams make service-led games, and those games will release on PlayStation as well as on other platforms. So, again, Sony's really going to go all out for this. Now, why would they want to go for service-led games? Why would they want to go for that? Well, don't worry. We're going to go ahead and go back and look at this chart here, and it tells you right here on the right side when you look at MLB The Show. As you guys clearly see by the bullet points here, it says highest paying user spent of any sports title in U.S. PlayStation Store. Now a multi-platform IP. They want to maximize profit out of these games. They want to get the most out of these games, especially when there's no guarantee that these games are going to do the exact same numbers that they predict over and over and over. Like Spider-Man by itself, we know Spider-Man's going to sell. We know God of War is going to sell. We know Horizon's going to sell. And ironically, Horizon was iffy when it first launched, right? But that game's going to sell. Uncharted's going to sell. Uncharted 4 sold ridiculously well. The list goes on of games that have already been established. Established franchises are going to do good. But when it comes to new IPs, this is where the circle goes into full motion here, and you see them throw those games out there as well. And again, Remember how we talked about Discord? Discord will be integrated into the PlayStation 5 next year. And we know for a fact that we're getting Last of Us Remake for PlayStation 5. Who's to say that the Last of Us Remake, which we already know that's going to have multiplayer, right, with factions, who's to say that Sony's not thinking about bringing that to PC? I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. Possibilities are endless at this point. And I think it's time for a lot of us to get out of this bubble that nothing is going to happen. Sony won't do this. Sony won't do that. Again, first of all, most of you guys who are complaining about these games going to other platforms don't care. You don't care. You don't support these games day one. A lot of you haven't bought these games day one. You know how many comments I read where people go, especially when we go into spoilers discussions, and I'm talking about these games have been out for damn near 5-6 years. They'll go, well, gee, thanks for the spoiler. A lot of you guys do not support these first-party games. Sony's looking to get more out of them. It's just that simple. And anybody saying that they don't or they do, let me tell you something, man. I don't want to get into this conversation. I really don't, because numbers don't lie. They really do not lie. It took to the PlayStation 4 for Uncharted and all these games to get this big boost in sales. Even going back to PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3, these games struggled on PlayStation 3. Was it because of the marketing? No. Marketing was fine. The difference between, again, the problem with PlayStation, guys, and this is constant. This has been a constant thing. And eventually it caught up with us. But dudes do more time talking about PlayStation than supporting PlayStation. It is what it is. It happens. It really is the truth. And like I said before in that video where I had my little rant, not necessarily on PlayStation, no. My argument is not with PlayStation. It's with the community. It's with my PlayStation brothers. Everybody's so quick to go after Microsoft. Everybody's so quick to compare PlayStation to Microsoft, compare these PlayStation games to everybody else. But when it comes to supporting these games, everybody goes silent. That's the issue. That needs to stop with PlayStation dudes, bro. It needs to stop. And again, the moment that stops, maybe things get better. But unfortunately, it's not going to be the case. It's a little too late for that. You're going to see more games on PC, and Sony's going to get into service-based games to maximize profits. You're going to see that type of stuff happen with PlayStation. The whole shebang. Remember the whole slate? A whole slate of games are going to drop? Yeah, a whole slate of games are going to drop. And what's even more interesting, and shout out to Salty, he brought this up, and I didn't even think about this, but if you go to this chart right here, it says new growth vectors and cloud and everything in nature. On the right, it says service updates, right? $1 for 1 month promotion, 1080p streaming. It says Horizon and Spider-Man, Miles Morales, are persistent quality content focus and top IP inclusion. So, more than likely, they're probably hinting at Horizon Forbidden West going to this service, if not Miles Morales as well. I'm telling you, man, that Game Pass model, remember that conversation I keep having with you guys? Did you guys complain and say that it's not a big deal? You don't think it's going to happen? It's not about console war, guys. It's not about console war. It's not about that. It's about preserving the legacy. You're going to see more people get into this stuff. It's giving you an option. And anybody who's upset about this, really upset about this, do me a huge favor. And you don't want, and let's keep it a buck, man, because dudes called me a fraud in this. One thing you can never say about me, I have played every single PlayStation exclusive. Every single massive game that's dropped on this platform, I have supported, I have played, I have platinumed. I have proof of that. Now, how many of these dudes out here who are complaining about this have actually platinumed these games, have put in that extra mile, have actually played these games over and over, have actually gone through these games and understood these games and got, and understood the full concept of this stuff? How many have done this in this community? Newsflash, not a lot, because a lot of these dudes don't support them. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Things have changed, and it's time for people to realize that. This ain't about the console war. It ain't about none of that stuff, man. Things have changed. This is a whole new PlayStation. Remember this conversation? Remember how I said before? This is not the same PlayStation. Shuhei Yoshida is still there, but who are we missing, guys? Andrew House, Sean Layton, Adam Boyes, Jack Tretton, Kaz Hirai, you name it. I can name so many people on my hands here. We are missing from PlayStation. It's a whole new strategy. It's a whole new board. It's a whole new board. It's a whole new focus. They already went through globalization. Things have changed. And it's about time people wake up and understand that and get out of this console war mentality. If you quote unquote are done with PlayStation because you see this happening, do me a huge favor. Be done with PlayStation. Nobody wants to hear this 24/7 on Twitter. Oh, I'm not going to support PlayStation. I'm done with PlayStation. PlayStation did us wrong. And yet, as soon as you see Horizon Zero Dawn, oh, you're back to praising PlayStation. This just adds to what I've been saying before. Dudes do more time acting like hype men instead of playing and supporting these games. And it definitely shows. It really does show. But anyway, that's my take on this whole situation. Uncharted is going to PC. Who cares? Do you care? Do you really care that Uncharted is going to PC? No, you don't. You don't. This is not the straw that broke the camel's back. This is none of that stuff at all. Stop. Please stop. This is not it. It ain't it. If Horizon goes to PC day and date, as well as Miles Morales goes to PC day and date, again, are you really going to be affected by this, or is your ego going to be affected because you can't use this in an argument to go against Microsoft? Really, what are you missing here? What are we losing here? I'm really confused here with all of you in this comments. Like, even those in the comments, make sure you sound off in the comments. I got to read these comments. What are we losing here? Nothing. We're not losing anything. You're going to get some of the biggest games on PlayStation. We're just starting this generation. Games are going to drop left and right. You think that's going to stop? No. And Sony's making sure they're guaranteed to make this stuff happen. Because again, when we go back to PS3, PS4, and all that, even with PS4, I'm saying this, we couldn't guarantee these games could sell ridiculously well. Now they're going to do whatever they can to get the most out of them. It's that simple. So, anyway, I already know there's going to be people probably in denial. People are going to be like, oh, I can't stand this guy. He's saying this. They're going to say this now, but in time, you're going to see them get more complacent with everything. You're going to see them actually accept it. And that's just how the PlayStation community is. They get upset 1 week. As soon as an announcement happens, oh, I'm back to PlayStation. You guys claiming you're done with gaming. You're not going to be done with gaming. You claim you're going to go to PC. If you're going to go to PC, enjoy PC gaming. I mean, it's no big deal there, right? I'm on PC. I'm on PlayStation 5. And as you clearly can see, I'm not affected by anything. I'm excited. I welcome Uncharted to come to PC. Let me tell you why. Because I would rather play that game at over 60 frames per second. No issues. It's crazy when I said once you go 60 FPS, you never go back to 30. Y'all remember that conversation? And the same dudes who complain about stuff like this were like, oh, Big Cloud doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a PC wannabe elitist, right? 30 FPS is where it's at because it's more filmic. Look at them now. They're now capping for 60. Who told you that was still going to be the case? Anyway, this video might turn into a rant. I ain't even trying to turn into an over damn rant. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you guys. It's a good deal. It's not a big deal, but it's a good deal for PlayStation. Nothing bad whatsoever coming out of this. If you're upset about this, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't know what to tell you. Dude's too busy drinking the Kool-Aid, but they ain't supporting the games, man. What else? What else is new out here in this community? Anyway. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will most certainly see you guys on the next one. It's your boy Big Cloud Gaming, aka Ryan. Appreciate y'all checking out this late upload. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all be blessed and y'all be easy. Deuces.